What would you do if a nuclear bomb exploded nearby? Your first actions can be the difference between life and death. When the unthinkable happens, immediate action is imperative. The most critical step is finding shelter. This is not the time for hesitation. Every second counts. Dash into the nearest building, focusing on getting as far inside as possible. If a basement is available, make it your first choice. Otherwise, aim for the central part of the building, ideally one made of concrete, and always stay away from windows. The logic is simple yet vital. The more barriers between you and the outside world, the better. Walls, concrete, bricks, and soil can significantly reduce your exposure to the dangerous radioactive material that follows a nuclear explosion. Think of each layer as a shield, with each one providing a greater level of protection against radiation. In these moments, your decision-making must be swift and precise. Remember, the first few minutes are crucial. Seek shelter fast and stay there. Now that you're indoors, how do you ensure you're safe from radiation? Understanding radiation exposure and its effects is crucial in a nuclear fallout scenario. Radiation sickness occurs when a high dose of radiation floods the body, damaging cells and tissues faster than they can repair themselves. Symptoms can range from nausea and vomiting to hair loss and fatigue, depending on the exposure level. The first step in minimizing your radiation exposure is to create a barrier between yourself and the contaminated outside environment. Begin by sealing windows, doors, and any other openings with plastic sheeting and duct tape. This makeshift sealant doesn't just block drafts, it significantly reduces the amount of radioactive particles that can enter your shelter. But what about the air you breathe? Improvising an air filtration system can be as straightforward as placing wet towels under the doors or over any air vents. These damp barriers can help capture radioactive dust particles, though they are not foolproof. Your next line of defense is staying informed. A battery-powered or hand-crank radio can be invaluable. Official broadcasts will provide updates on radiation levels and safety instructions, which are essential for knowing when it's safe to venture outside if necessary. It's also vital to understand the concept of time, distance, and shielding in radiation protection. Time. Reduce your exposure time as much as possible. Distance. Stay as far away from radioactive material as you can. Shielding. Use dense materials around you to block radiation. The thicker, the better. Remember, the type of radiation determines the necessary thickness of your shielding. For alpha particles, a sheet of paper might suffice, while beta particles require plastic or glass. Gamma rays, the most penetrating form, need denser materials like lead or several inches of concrete. Reducing your radiation exposure is key to increasing your chances of survival. By following these steps, you're not just waiting out the aftermath. You're actively protecting your health and paving the way for future recovery. You're sheltered and shielded from radiation. What next? Well, it's time to ensure your supplies are in order. Let's walk through the essentials you'll need to keep within your reach. First and foremost, water is your top priority. In a nuclear fallout scenario, the body's need for hydration increases due to stress and potential contamination. Store at least 1 gallon of water per person per day. For a family of 4, that means at least 48 gallons for a 2-week period. Remember, this water is not just for drinking, but also for sanitation needs. Next up, food. Stock up on non-perishable items that require minimal preparation. Think canned goods, dried fruits, nuts, and energy bars. These foods should be high in calories and nutrients to maintain energy levels under stress. Rotate these supplies periodically to ensure they remain fresh when you need them. A well-equipped first aid kit is crucial. Include bandages, antiseptic wipes, antibiotic ointment, pain relievers, and specific medications that any family member may require. Also, consider adding radiation sickness treatments like potassium iodide, which can help block radioactive iodine from being absorbed by the thyroid gland. Don't forget about lighting. A reliable flashlight and extra batteries are essential, especially if power outages occur. LED flashlights or headlamps are preferred for their long battery life and durability. And speaking of batteries, ensure you have a good stock of them, not just for your flashlights, but for any other battery-operated devices you might need. Radios, for instance, are vital for receiving updates and information from authorities. Lastly, consider the air quality in your shelter. If you're in a makeshift shelter, tools like plastic sheeting and duct tape can help seal any cracks or openings, minimizing the entry of contaminated air. Each of these items plays a pivotal role in not just surviving, but maintaining a semblance of normalcy in extreme conditions. Having the right supplies can make your stay in the shelter more bearable and safe. Could you be bringing radiation into your shelter unknowingly? In the wake of a nuclear event, decontamination becomes a critical step in ensuring your safety and health. It starts the moment you decide to enter your designated shelter. Radiation, invisible and insidious, can cling to clothing and skin, making thorough decontamination a must. First, let's discuss clothing and footwear. As you approach your shelter, remove your outerwear, shoes, and any accessories. These items could have collected radioactive particles from the environment. Place them in a plastic bag, seal it tightly, and keep it away from living areas. This simple action prevents the spread of contamination inside your safe space. Next, focus on personal decontamination. Before entering the living areas of your shelter, it's crucial to wash off any radioactive particles that might be on your skin or hair. Use plenty of soap and water. If water is scarce, moist wipes can be a temporary solution. Pay special attention to areas like your hands, face, neck, and any other exposed skin. Remember, contamination does not always mean immediate sickness, but failing to decontaminate properly can lead to severe long-term health issues. Regular and thorough washing not only reduces the radioactive particles you carry, but also minimizes your risk of radiation sickness and other associated health problems. Decontamination reduces your long-term health risks significantly. Surviving physically is one thing, but what about your mental health? In the wake of a nuclear attack, the psychological toll can be as severe as the physical impact. The sudden shift to survival mode can lead to significant stress and anxiety. Recognizing this and preparing to manage mental health is essential. Firstly, maintaining a routine can provide a semblance of normalcy amid chaos. Even in a shelter, try to wake up, eat, and sleep at regular times. This structure can be incredibly grounding. Breathing exercises and meditation also play a vital role. Simple techniques such as deep breathing can help mitigate panic and restore calm. Spending just a few minutes each day meditating can significantly decrease stress levels. Visualize a calm environment or practice mindfulness to keep distress at bay. Moreover, communication is a cornerstone of psychological resilience. In a shelter, take the time to talk with others. Sharing feelings and fears can not only lighten your emotional load, but also strengthen group morale. It's important to remember that you're not alone in this experience. Journaling is another effective tool. Writing down thoughts and emotions can help process them more effectively. It's a way to declutter your mind and might even provide insights into your feelings and coping strategies. In times of crisis, it's easy to focus solely on physical survival, but mental health is equally important. By adopting these practices, you can maintain mental and emotional strength during challenging times. Taking care of your mind is just as crucial as taking care of your body. You've secured your immediate safety. What should you do next? Now, it's crucial to stay informed. The landscape of a post-nuclear world can shift rapidly, and accurate information becomes your most valuable asset. Tune into reliable news sources. This could be emergency radio broadcasts, trusted online platforms, or official alerts. Understanding the broader situation will guide your next moves effectively. Next, consider the prospect of evacuation. While the immediate danger may have subsided, lingering threats could still necessitate leaving your current shelter. Prepare a go bag with essential items. This isn't just about packing, it's about strategic selection. Include fresh water, non-perishable food, necessary medications, and critical personal documents. Think about adding items that cater to specific needs of your family, including pets. Remember, the goal is not just to survive, but to do so with foresight and preparation. Each step you take should be measured and informed. Stay informed and be prepared to act when it's safe to do so. Let's quickly recap the vital steps to survive the first 48 hours of a nuclear attack. Firstly, securing immediate shelter is crucial. Whether it's a designated fallout shelter or an improvised space in your home, the priority is to shield yourself from radioactive materials. Once safe, managing radiation exposure becomes paramount. Understanding the levels of radiation and using available tools to measure it can guide your actions during this perilous time. Next, ensure you have adequate supplies. Your survival kit should include water, non-perishable food, medical supplies, and radiation safety gear. Remember, the right supplies can be the difference between peril and protection. Decontamination is essential after any exposure. Methods like removing contaminated clothing and thorough washing help reduce long-term health risks. Throughout this ordeal, maintaining mental health is critical. Techniques to manage stress and fear are vital for psychological resilience. Lastly, staying informed through reliable sources will guide your next steps and decisions in the evolving situation. Preparation can significantly impact survival. Always be ready and stay safe.